Yo guys, welcome back, it is Ripe again, back with more r/idontworkherelady. Before we start, please do me a favor and smash that like button, and if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Now sit back, relax and enjoy the top posts of r/idontworkherelady. Lady is reporting me to the medical board. I'm an architect. I work in an architecture firm in a large building that also contains many other types of professional offices. The receptionist for my firm is on another floor. My office is on an upper floor in a corner, so it's not a logical place for people to go first when they come to our building and don't know where they are going. Nevertheless, it has a door directly to a main corridor, so lost people occasionally knock on it, which is why we have a sign on it with the name of our firm and directing people to our receptionist on the third floor. Alas, the sign did not deter this middle-aged, impatient lost lady and her husband from knocking on my door. Lady:
Is this the doctor's office?
Me: No, this is an architecture firm. Lady:
How do I get to the doctor's office?
Me: There are building directories in the stairs and at the elevator. I start to give her directions to stairs and elevator, but she interrupts. Lady, getting huffy and impatient and pushing her way past me right into the middle of my office.
Why can't you just tell me where the doctor's office is?
I'm sorry, but there are a lot of offices in this building, including at least 10 doctor's offices, and I don't know their floors or office numbers. Lady:
Can't you call and find out?
Me: I would be happy to let you use my phone. Lady:
Why can't you call?
Me, sensing I'm not going to get rid of her unless I call somebody. What's the doctor's name? Do you have the number? Lady:
I don't remember his name. I have a 14:15 appointment. I'm going to be late.
Note that this is not an elderly woman, and I just wasn't getting the sense that this was a confused old person with a memory issue, but still, I'm trying to be nice and helpful, even if just to get her out of my office. Me: I'm sorry, but without a name or number, I don't think I can call the doctor's office for you. Maybe I can Google this address and see what doctor's offices show up, and that will maybe jog your memory. Lady:
I don't have time for this. Call the building manager.
I explained to the woman that I don't have the contact info for building management and there's no staffed main office in this building. We are back to there's nothing I can do except suggest that she walk down the hall and check the building directory at the stairs. Her husband is trying to drag her in that direction, but she's not having it. Lady:
You are the worst receptionist. Businesses don't know how to get good people these days. I'm going to tell the doctor about you.
Me: I'm sorry, but I'm not the receptionist and I don't work for your doctor. I'm an architect. You're in my office. In case that is not obvious from the fact that the door opens directly into my small, messy office filled with drawings. Our firm's receptionist is on the third floor, as the sign on my door says. Lady:
Well, why didn't you say so? I will go wait down there.
Me: Wait for what? We are an architecture firm. Our receptionist works for the architecture firm. We have nothing to do with the doctor's offices or any other companies in the building.
You call her and tell her I'm on my way down there.
At this point, her husband seemed to be grasping that I and my office and my firm have nothing to do with her doctor whose name escapes her and starts trying to explain it to her. She brushes him off and yells at me again to call my receptionist. I dial our receptionist with the lady still standing there and say that a couple is on their way down, but they are looking for a doctor's office in the building, and I hope that they will read the building directory in the stairs on their way down. Lady:
Well, I never.
I have never before actually heard that phrase used in real life. I thought it was reserved for caricatures of uptight, entitled old women on TV like Nellie Olsen's mother. She flounced off down the hall, that's like stomping, but floatier, because she was suspended by the hot air, dragging her husband. I thought that since they had to use the stairs or elevator to get to our reception area, they would see the directory on their way down and it would jog their memory as to which doctor they were looking for, and it would tell them where to find that doctor. But no, she did find her way down to pester our receptionist and told her that I was a horrible employee and that she was reporting me to the state medical board. Yeah, OP really sounds like a horrible receptionist. I really hope the medical board takes away his medical architecture license as soon as possible. If you have watched this far, please post some stars in the comments to signalize that you enjoy r/idontworkherelady. The pizza place printed my phone number on their coupons. So this happened back in 2007 or 2008. Not sure if this belongs here, it looks like it might fit. I lived in a small town and my house had a really bad cell phone coverage at the time, so I still had a landline for the house, complete with an answering machine. One day, I come home to find several phone calls for a regional pizza restaurant on my answering machine. I quickly find that they had printed these mass junk mail flyers with some pretty decent discounts and my phone number. It was a pretty simple mistake. My phone number was XXXXXX4442 and theirs was 4422. I called the pizza place and told them what happened. The manager was nice and told me he had nothing to do with it and that the corporate office made them up, but he could call them and try to work out a fix. That night I probably got 80 phone calls and I changed the outgoing message on my answering machine to give callers the correct number. More than half of the calls I got still left me their pizza order, and who calls for pizza and expects to leave their order on an answering machine? That town has more dumb people than I thought possible, and I already had a low opinion to begin with. This went on for almost 2 weeks and I kept calling the restaurant and the manager kept telling me that they cannot get a hold of anyone who can do anything. Finally, I had enough when a snowstorm blows through town and the pizza orders go up. Snowy days seem to be busy for food delivery, so I start taking orders, writing them down as accurately as I can and forwarding them to the pizza place through the number listed on their website for home office. At the time, if you called that number after hours, the robot that answered gave you a list of extensions, and eventually I found the one for VP Marketing. I wanted President, but meh, close enough. Once I found the extension, I forwarded every call for them I got like this. Hello, this is OP again. I have an order for 1 extra large Goliath pizza, 1 order of cheese sticks and a bottle of Sprite to be delivered to John Doe at 244 High Street, Small Town. His credit card number is insert credit card details here and his phone number is phone number. I really hope you can help me get these people their food. This seems to be pretty inefficient. Thanks. I made at least 20 calls like that and I don't remember the exact number, but it wasn't as many as I thought it would be when I made the plan. Nevertheless, the next morning I got a call from the company president. They paid my phone bill for a year minus long distance to buy my phone number from me. Honestly, they did not need to pay my phone bill for a year, just cover the cost of changing the number. But they offered it. So, Ripestars, tell us in the comments what is your favorite pizza. For me personally, I prefer pepperoni pizza, since here in Europe we aren't that adventurous when it comes to pizza. But now let's quickly move on to the next one. Crazy couple ambushed my boyfriend and I at a hotel, demands we do things for them, insulted us for being gay and tried to get us arrested. This happened about a month ago, but my boyfriend convinced me to get an account to share this story and many others of similar natures, as we seem to attract crazy/entitled people. My boyfriend, who I will call John, and I, OP, also male, we are on a little weekend getaway that we had planned months in advance to come after some stressful times at work. We got a hotel room and planned on spending a couple of nights relaxing and pampering ourselves. We had just entered the building, didn't even make it to the check-in counter before this crazy lady and her husband stormed up to us and began yelling at us all at once about various things. John: "Whoa, calm down. Who the hell are you people?" Lady gasps:
That is not how you talk to a paying customer.
Me: "We don't work here." Lady:
Liar.
John: "We are not lying." This caused the both of them to begin screaming again, and we just tried to back away. The husband eventually piped up louder than his wife. Husband: "I demand that you fix our TV, change our sheets and bring us dinner to our room for free." It was at this point that he realized that we were holding hands. "You are facts? What the hell is wrong with this place?" The two of them began yelling, and I was starting to wonder if this place even had security and there were no other guests in the lobby to be witnesses to this. Eventually, someone must have called for security because a couple of guards came over and asked what the problem was. Lady,
these gays tried to mug us.
The security guards looked at John and I, and we tried to explain, but before we could, the husband piped up again. Arrest them! Security told them to shut it and gave us a chance to explain ourselves. We told the truth that we had shown up to check in and they came at us and started yelling. The couple was escorted out of the building by the security, yelling slurs and other assorted insults. We haven't seen those two since and did not really care to find out what happened. We just wanted to check in and start relaxing, which is exactly what we did. But in regards to the question,
what the hell is wrong with this place?
I would respond, you and your crazy lady that just walked in, that's exactly what is wrong with this hotel. So let's continue. Psychotic and or drunk Karen gets violent because I don't work here, lady. I am German, male and 20 years old. English is not my first language, so be kind please. I went to a very well-known electronics store here in Germany looking for some Nintendo accessories for my Switch. As I stroll through the aisle, an old lady approaches me, asking me where to find Steam cards. Since I actually know where they are, I just told her they were by the register. The nice grandma was kind to me and told me she just thought to ask me because I was young and there were no employees nearby. So I helped her and went looking for my stuff again. I was wearing a red t-shirt and some really tight black pants. The shirt had Japanese signs printed on it as well, and I cannot wrap my mind around how the next example thought I worked there. And now the story begins. As I pick up a nice case for my Nintendo Switch, I hear the signature. There was not a single person around before, so I immediately look up. And there she is. A real nice Karen. Mid-50s, short red hair and secretary glasses. Never seen anyone's face scream,
Soccer mom!
More. Soccer mom SM, me. Soccer mom.
Excuse me, where can I find?
She reads from note.
BenQ Zoe RL2755.
Gaming monitor. Me. Oh, I actually know that. I just got one for myself. I just bought a whole setup and the store is close by. 3 hours ago. I understand why you had trouble finding the monitor, since they are not in the monitor aisle because they have a discount at the moment. Soccer mom.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Me. Here you go. Pointing towards the monitor after walking her to the right aisle. SM.
I have back problems. I will need you to carry that to check out and my car.
No please or thank you. Me, not realizing she thinks I'm an employee. I can help you when I finish my shopping, but I think you can ask an employee to do that for you. SM.
Ah, and you're sure that you're not just being lazy?
Me. Pardon me? SM.
If it's not your department, I understand, but acting like you don't work here is disgusting and lazy.
Me. Well, I really don't work here. I just helped you because you asked, and I knew where the monitor you wanted was. SM.
I saw you help that lady before. I know you work here. I want to speak to your manager now.
She was actually going from fake smiling to screaming in a second, and I was terrified of this woman. Me. I told you already, I don't work here. Look at my shirt. You think that says name of the store in Japanese? How can you even come to that conclusion? SM.
You're not getting out of this. Help!
She literally, and I kid you not, starts screaming for help. Me. You are insane. I start walking off, and at this point, I'm terrified of this psycho. She had a real wild and insane look in her eyes, and I don't know why. I just started walking. But I was actually so baffled, I did not know how to deal with that much insanity. Of course, Karen is not just going to let me walk. The psycho decides to grab me with one arm around my neck and her other is hand grabbing my throat. And now I start smelling the Prosecco. Just out of reaction and panic, I forcibly fight my way free of the claws of Karen and I elbow her face accidentally. She's screaming bloody murder and I am a really sensitive guy and I just couldn't help it. I just start crying. I didn't even know how to handle what happened at all. The soccer mom is bleeding and screaming and I am crying. And by now employees have arrived and customers. SM.
Your colleague just punched my nose in.
Me, still ugly crying. I don't work here. She just grabbed me and I panicked. I'm so sorry. At this point, I try to see if Karen is okay and want to help her up and apologize, and I am a huge guy, 191 centimeters tall, muscular, and I easily weigh 110 kilograms. So I felt like I could have reacted better to her assaulting me other than trying to break free with full force. As I apologize while still weeping, the psycho scratches over my face, hitting my lip, which started to bleed like crazy. Me and Karen are bleeding and I cannot stop crying because my body just doesn't know how to deal with that stress. And now we are sitting in separate rooms in the store waiting for police to arrive. The police pick up my story and give me really dirty looks and make some comments. I feel like the ground under my feet is slipping away. I still could not stop weeping or the bleeding of my face. After about actual 45 minutes of being scared out of my mind, the policeman comes back with Karen behind them in handcuffs. They told me that they had reviewed the camera footage and that my story checks out 100%. They were taking her in anyways for actually throwing her phone in one of the employees of the store's face while waiting in that room. I am so sorry, I don't know the context to that, lol. So they asked me if I would like to press charges too. I, of course, said yes. So, awful story with a kinda happy end. One of the worst days of my life, for sure. I'm a real snowflake and that was too much to handle for me. Case is still ongoing and I can keep you updated as her hearing is in a couple of weeks. This story happened shortly after the release of Smash Bros. For the Switch and German court is slow as F. All I know is that she spent a whole night in custody, which makes me extremely happy to hear. Thank you for reading and I hope you enjoyed this, actually for once real and extreme I don't work here lady situation. Ripsters, I'm actually curious, because crying is often seen as a sign of weakness, but then again it usually is just the way your body handles stress. Would you have cried in a situation like that or would you have just gotten mad? Tell us in the comments. So, and that was already all the content I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you watched until here, I would very much appreciate it if you could also turn the bell notifications on for my channel so you don't miss any of my uploads. And with that, I hope you have a great day and I see you tomorrow.